Alright, so we have Ian Cutelaba versus Devin Clark. Alright, so we'll get straight into it. On the feet is definitely where Cutelaba wants it to be. He uses a lot of footwork to disguise his striking entries. He'll move around on the outside and then blitz forward with a combination. He looks to always be on the front foot, but if you do hit him good, he will back up, or if you do hit him with a good shot and he gets, stunned a little bit, he will back up. So that's kind of when you know he's hurt, because the rest of the time he's trying to push you back. For Devin Clark, he is just mostly looking to set up the takedown entries on the feet. He doesn't throw any feints. If he's coming forward, he's going to throw a jab overhand or a three overhand, or he's just going to shoot. On the feet, he's pretty predictable. Looks to be super aggressive when he is looking for offense, and then when he's not, he's looking to be super defensive. You can tell he's quite uncomfortable on the feet. He bites really hard on feints, and if you pressure him, he kind of wilts. He's either 0 or 100. He comes out throwing his own offense. If you throw some back at him, he'll probably just cover up. And when he is covering up, he's not really looking to counter. He's mostly just looking to cover up to withstand the storm, or he'll look for his wrestling. So yeah, Cutelaba, he will engage in the clinch at times. He does have a nice left hook off the clinch break. When he does get in the clinch, he has nice frame off elbows. I think he got Antigulov with that. Yeah, Antigulov. I think he finished Antigulov with that. When he does get tired, which can be pretty quickly, he does wing his punches, which can leave openings for the takedowns. He can go to the well too many times as well. He'll throw a spinning back fist 3 times in a row. It's just so predictable. Alright, so enough of striking, let's get into the grappling. So on the mat is obviously where Devin Clark wants it to be. So Devin Clark is generally looking for the takedown immediately, as soon as the fight starts, probably within 30 seconds of standing. 30 seconds of striking, he's going to shoot. His takedown entries are fairly obvious. If he's coming forward and he throws the left hook or the jab, he's going to either throw an overhand or a takedown shot. And he does mix it up. He will throw an overhand and then, he will feint the overhand and then use it to drive into a double leg to, get his hooks in for the double leg. But yeah, pretty much fairly obvious. He does shoot from quite a far distance out. Cutelaba has okay takedown defense. He stuffed all Glover's takedowns in round 1. But yeah, his takedown defense is definitely best in round 1. That's kind of because he relies a lot on brute strength to defend takedowns. It's not, there's a bit of technique, but there's a lot of brute strength. And, that can gas him out, and he does a lot of energy expending things that is, it's just energy management is not the best. When he does go for his own offense, his own wrestling offense, Cutelaba that is, his double leg can be shot from too far away, and when he does get opponents to the mat, he doesn't have the best top control, so his opponents can get up underneath him, just because he does get too over aggressive with the ground and pound. He does have devastating ground and pound, but he leaves too much space, and when he postures up, and it's easy for opponents to get up underneath him if they want to take that opportunity. For Devin Clark, his favourite takedown is probably the blast double. He will engage in the clinch though, and he is pretty active in the clinch. Both these guys are pretty active in the clinch. Devin Clark more with knees, Cutelaba more with elbows. The takedowns that Devin Clark will go for in the clinch is the outside leg trip or the inside leg trip, or he will, change levels on the fence and then go for a double leg on the fence. But yeah, I think if Cutelaba gets Devin Clark down, which I don't really suspect unless he reverses him after stuffing a takedown, because I don't think Cutelaba's takedowns are very, very good, honestly. But yeah, if he does get him down, I believe Devin Clark will be able to get back to his feet if he doesn't just cover up and just beg to get TKO'd and beg for the ref to pull Cutelaba off him, which I could definitely see happening. But on the other hand, I do think Cutelaba is not very good off his back, so if Devin Clark does get him down, he's going to have a bit of trouble, just because I think he's kind of a fish out of water on his back. Alright, so how these guys win fights. So for Cutelaba, he's definitely more effective when he's the aggressor. When he starts being a little passive, that's definitely when he loses his intimidation factor, and also just the way he fights. It's just not the way he fights. It's not natural for him. He has a good chin. I think he was just caught by Ankalaev's speed. But I do think he has a good chin still. We'll see how it holds up after this. I don't think Devin Clark's going to test it too much, but yeah, he is aggressive. He will get in your face. When he does get on top, he has heavy ground and pound. We saw against Khalil Roundtree. So if you don't have great get-ups, he's gonna punish you for that. For Devin Clark, he has good cardio, and his clinch offense definitely wins him a lot of fights. Yeah, good case to point out would be the Alonzo Metafield fight. All right, so how these guys lose fights. So both are a little flaky, to say the least. Cutelaba, when you take it to him, when you start pressuring him back, he seems to wilt a little bit. He has 1.5 round cardio, slows after a round and a half. I think I'm being generous with that. He has really poor pacing, goes balls out in the first round, and then really doesn't leave anything in the tank for the second and third. For Devin Clark, he's probably a bigger flake if I had to pick between them. He's been finished all in his losses. When he does get caught in a submission, he taps super quick. He taps so quick to that triangle from Anthony Smith. As soon as he got caught in that triangle, I knew he wasn't going to be defending it, and I knew he was just going to tap immediately. Yeah, he's just super uncomfortable on the feet, doesn't like being hit, I don't believe. I don't think that's too much of a stretch to say that as well if you just watch him fight. Alright, so path to victory for these two. For Cutelaba, I like to see feints just to try and push him back. Devin Clark likes to start. He likes to shoot a takedown immediately as the round starts, so just be aware of that. He looks to get the center of the cage immediately, so look to trying to get the center of the cage off him. Just kind of a psychological thing. But also, yeah, get feints. Obviously, stuff the takedowns. Keep it on the feet. Don't do any naked kicks. Or don't throw any kicks at all, honestly, because you're just going to look at a level change over those. For Devin Clark, obviously the wrestling heavy game plan, look to wear him out early, look to take him into deep waters. Alright, so how I see the fight playing out though, is it's a really interesting matchup, we know both fighters' game plans going in. Devin obviously wants to wrestle, Eon obviously wants to knock your block off. Devin Clark, I think he's petrified of being hit, honestly, and, Cutelaba is definitely going to put it on him in round one. If he can weather that storm, he should be able to win the fight from there, because I think the takedowns will come easier and he'll be able to push the pace a little bit more. So yeah, both these guys are really good hammers, terrible nails. I believe Clark's going to gain confidence as the fight goes on, as Cutelaba gets more and more fatigued and starts taking over, maybe even pressuring. I think it looks kind of like the Stosic fight. Early Devin Clark was kind of, scared of being hit or whatever. Later on, he kind of wore Stosic down and started pressuring Stosic just because he was less scared of the power coming back, I believe. So yeah, I think Clark does run away with it, but I'm not confident at all. But I do think Clark wins by decision or maybe a late stoppage, because Cutelaba does have really bad cardio, but maybe a submission, but I'd probably just say decision. Probably a live betting opportunity, so if Cutelaba has a good round one, it's not like a 10-8 or anything, but Clark does have a little success with his wrestling, which I think is key for Clark early. I would definitely look at live betting Devin Clark, because I do think he has the cardio advantage here. Yeah, so I think Devin Clark wins by decision. I think the line should be reversed.